Welcome to the locker. I'm assuming.
What?
Season
Where is
2.
he? Where is he? I see this crazy circle there, man. Am I talking to the right person?
Hey man, you ain't talked to me the whole week, so it don't make no difference. It don't make no difference.
What's going on, man? I don't know, guys. Ant is right now filming on location. I hope he hears me right now. Because if he does, I know he's still alive and well and doing well in the Heights, spending time with the fam. So, Ant, are you with me?
Yeah, man, I pushed the wrong button, man.
All right.
Get back in the seat a little bit, get used to it. You might hear a little background noise. I'm outdoors, man. Mr. Glover and them, Mr. Bishop, all the people out doing their yard work and chilling. So when they see me outside, they're gonna come over and say something. We might give them a little airtime or something like that.
Okay.
But man, so get me up to breast, man. So last week, I knew you had some guests. People did the thing, man. I didn't know if I was gonna have a spot to come back to, but y'all held it down. Y'all allowed me back in the booth.
I was worried that you weren't gonna keep me on. I thought you was gonna say, "Oh man, I gave you a couple spots and you let me down." I appreciate that, man. I received that. That's boy. I feel better now.
Oh man, y'all held it down, man. I remember my first time being thrown in the producer's seat without any notice. I gave you a little notice, but man, I was doing a show with Ryan Lemon on Sunday mornings. His wife called, and for like the last 15 minutes, like at the 11:45, he's like, "Hey man, you got to do this last one. I got to go, man." My wife, I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, man. So I just sit in the seat. I'm like, So now I'm ready, man. Somebody throw me the mic now. Hey, man, I'm ready for it. Yeah, man. But so. All right, let's get to it. I know you've seen the big dog out there barking. Big dog out there, and we talked about this Sunday morning. The big dog was out there barking, and now you got to tell the people, because only me, you and I. There's other people who probably understand, but they were asking me, "Well, Clink is trying to." So if I wanted a player to come to Kentucky, and I leave Kentucky, am I going to not want those same players to go come where I'm coming? People had an issue that Clink was trying to recruit kids that wasn't being recruited by him, man. We stand on that.
Man, Clink look, the reason why Clink is getting the job at Michigan is because of, I'm not gonna say only. One of the big reasons why Clink is so attractive to Michigan is the fact that Clink has been going in their backyard and stealing players. Not only the fact that he's created he's continued the progress that Ainsley created here when he was here. He has continued that incline to excellence in the secondary. So he's done that. Any recruits, it's like that's why he's coming there. Now, do people really feel like if I work for Walmart and I went to Target, you don't think I'm going to kind of try to pillage some of the good workers at Walmart that I had to come to Target with me? Come on, man.
Hey, that was the same thing I gave him. I said, Coach Stu is my homeboy, and he loved UK to death. Let Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida offer him a job. You think he better throw out the defensive playbook and we got to play fair. I can't tell you the signals. I can't. Man, come on, man. He bringing everything with him. He bringing the kitchen sink. He bringing everything with him.
Man, that's if you really think life is fair, look, this is the worst part. In the NFL, what teams will do, they will bring a guy on their team for a week. They'll bring a team. They'll bring the next opponent player on the team for a week just to get the playbook. So you're on the roster for maybe 4 days.
I was in St. Louis, and that's probably where you got it from. I was in St. Louis, and you know, we running. I know everybody on the offense, and this receiver come in from New England. They traded for him or something. They either picked. However, he came from New England, and so you know, I'm like, who is this dude? Like, he way on the depth chart. You know, we was deep at receiver then, so I'm like,
right,
okay. So we get ready to leave practice, and one of the little handles come get him. Like, hey man, hey, they want to talk to you upstairs. Oh, they better cut him in first day. So I'm like, that's messed up, man. So he go upstairs with them, and then I'm like, so I catch him later on at the hotel or somewhere, and I was like, oh man, you know, they basically do like you said. After practice is over, they want to sit down, give them their offensive signals, whoop de whoop woo, and tell them, you know, their audibles and all this stuff. And shoot, man, like you said, bro, the week after, gone.
You already know that. Players know that. Now, I don't know how widespread it is or was, but when I was with the Bears, there were a couple players that were, what you call it, green listed, whatever. They were on the market, and they knew what they was coming to camp for. But that's a weak check, though. That's several $1,000s that you get for just providing some information.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah. $4,000 check.
Especially if you ain't on nobody else's roster anyway. $4,000 in a week? Oh, come on, man.
Oh, and you know it's more now because I think that's what it was when I was in the league.
No, it was when I was there, it was over 5. That's just a practice squad.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, man. Hell yeah, I'm taking that check. Who wouldn't? Are you stupid?
So this what I need to know though. This is where my discussion is getting. Here's my concern. Not really my concern. So you think Big Dog was really mad at Clink? Okay, just for people who don't understand, Big Dog said something to the point of, and I'm gonna make it hood, like if I was him saying it and he was saying it, that don't get it twisted because somebody offer you now. If they didn't like you from the beginning, then they probably didn't like you. So don't get it twisted between, you know, I can't remember what the words was, but
I got you. But what you said was straight bars though. That was man, you put a beat behind that? They were bars. I'm saying this is what Morrow said. He said, make sure people really like you when they offer. Not that they bitter, then they offer you. Figure it out. LOL. Go the real big blue. Ready to battle.
Right.
That has a bark to it, boy.
So that was at the University of Michigan. Was that at Clink? Or was that at a specific family? Or was it just in general letting people know, like, look, dude, if Michigan wanted you, they probably would have offered you before you got a member of our staff.
Good that you brought that up, because not too soon before, I'm trying to say it right. Not too forward, not too soon before that, I'm gonna just say it like that. We had one of my former teammates whom has a great player in his family that plays at Frederick Douglass, got an official offer from that other team.
And with all due respect, Clinkscale's kids played at Frederick Douglass with your former teammate's son, which is Dante Key.
Which you put it in the door. You put that thing in the door to open it up. That's his last name.
And Dane Key. So, his sons played with him. So Clink has been around him. But then he went after what was the dude out of Georgia Anwar was recruiting? Anwar was recruiting
Stewart.
Yeah, Andre Stewart. He went after Andre Stewart. They offered Andre Stewart too.
Okay, Clink. Okay. I mean, but when you isn't that what Clink job is to do though?
But you take the social media though, like he took the social media like Clink. Hey, keep up with the bullshit. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, we need that. We need that. Because now it's a social media era. We need these young kids to know we ain't bagging down. Just because Clink going to the other school up north don't mean we ain't still coming after you. We still want you. And just because we recruit, look, this is the thing, right? This is his deal, right? Well, what's that Mike Jones song? Back then they didn't want me. Now they all on me, right?
They all on me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's what Big Dog says. You remember, Michigan didn't want you. Now all of a sudden they jumping on board. Remember who was with you from day one, who was riding with you, probably since you was a freshman. Just remember that.
Right. And I don't know if that's something that he already know. Now this is the crazy thing, which we talked about. He already announced his top 10. So if he puts Michigan in his top 10, I think it's Fugazi. I think he's smarter than that. I think he got a better squad around him than to allow somebody to enter the game. And Michigan ain't really got nothing to offer. This ain't the Michigan of old. Michigan ain't got nothing to offer right now. It ain't Charles Woodson and them Lloyd Carr. Lloyd Carr and them,
yeah.
So,
yeah. Good point.
It's worth offering, but I just found it odd, to go to social media. Like, you guys, it's certain people on the staffs that will go to social media, take to social media, and because a lot of people don't want that attention to their program. I mean, but we both know any attention is good attention, bad or good. I mean, depending on how you spin it. But that's why I was just kind of like, damn, Big Dog, like, man, you letting them know. But shit, I guess, like I said, when you the big dog, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, man. Big
Dog going there marking his territory. He peeing on all the hydrants. He making sure y'all, not this one, not on my neighborhood. Big Dog letting them know right now. He got that yellow spot around it, so
Oh yeah.
Big Dog is putting down his stakes, man. Look, I'm gonna just say this. Some of these kids, no, not some of these kids. All these kids have no idea how good Michigan was back in the day. If these kids are born in the freaking, to be 18 years old, you born after 2000. What has Michigan done in the last 20 years? So we have done more in the last 5 years than they have done. So the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. Then you talk about putting people in the league, and this is one thing we talked about on Sunday morning, man. And I don't know, man. They always asking me, and it's cool for me to talk sports and talk UK football, former, current. But I don't like comparing running backs because I think it's always going to come by as a little bias or bitterness if I say anything bad about any back. Not that I have anything bad to say, but I'm going to pose the same question they posed to me.
Uh-oh.
Who has a better NFL career, Chris Rodriguez or Benny Snell? And do you think if it's Chris Rodriguez, or do you think, and also do you think Chris Rodriguez going to have an advantage by playing in the pro set offense?
Wow. Okay. You got me with that one. Let me wrap my head around this real quick, right? Here's the deal. People need to understand a running back is a tough position to hit on. Unless you are a big time talent like Derrick Henry or what's the guy from Florida State that's at Minnesota?
Oh,
yeah, Najee Harris. Like there's a couple guys, and McCaffrey, the Penn State back that's at the Giants. Like there's a couple backs, right, that you can't miss on. But there are some backs that's just hard to get in. If you're not dynamic, and I'm not sure C-Rod is as dynamic. Like no one is pounding and grounding it now. Like C-Rod and Benny would have been great in the 90s, in the 80s. Teams just not doing that anymore. So getting just 3 yards is just not going to cut it. So you got to have some home run threat to you. So to be honest with you, which one will have a better career? If you're asking me now, I would say it'll probably C-Rod because I think C-Rod has a little more juice. The NFL is a different game, man. But let me see what he runs in that 40. If C-Rod busts a 4.4 on Pro Day or at Combine, then he's going to be all right. It also matters of what team drafts you and who's in front of you. There's a whole lot of variables to it. I'm going to say this, and I'm gonna go on a limb like I always do. Don't sleep on A.J. Rose. Because if you look at it,
speak on it.
What's that?
I said, go ahead, speak on it then.
Here's the thing, right? It's gonna be tough for Benny to break the system. And since we're in the locker, I'm just gonna speak the truth. Since Benny been at the Steelers, they have drafted a running back with him or the next year. So it's not that Benny isn't a viable option. They don't see Benny as their workhorse. They see Benny as maybe a short down back or maybe when a very good dependable back, which isn't a bad thing. Benny can stay in the league 10 years doing what he's doing. But if you're expecting him to be their number one, I don't think it's at Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh has shown that they don't think he can be their number one. That's been proven. Just look at the draft picks they have drafted since Benny been drafted, right? They drafted McFarland. They drafted Najee this year. After they lost Connor to free agency, you would have thought if Connor was going to free agency, maybe this Benny shot. C-Rod is out of the same ilk as Benny. But the thing about it, the difference is A.J. Rose has a chance to have a better pro career than a college career because he has a skill set that translates more to the pro game than the other two backs.
Okay. Breaking news. So you heard it here first. So Van Hals went out here on his own. These are not the thoughts of the locker. They're Van Hals and Van Hals all alone. You say that A.J. Rose gonna have a better career?
I said has a chance.
Better fit. Everybody come on. Here you go with this shit. Everybody has a chance.
Okay.
If you're on a team, you got a chance.
Okay, I'm putting on the record. I feel like A.J. Rose will have a better pro career.
You just died the question.
I got you. You right.
You mean or better?
You right. I'm wrong. I shouldn't waffle.
Production or length.
What was that? Oh, production or length. Production.
I said you said better, so you mean more productive or longer? So you're not hearing me now?
No, I got you. I'm thinking.
Thank you.
I think Benny has a chance because he's with a great organization or been there a long time. Because I think Tomlin likes him. So I'm not, until I see where C-Rod lands, I say AJ has a better chance of having more production. Not so sure about length.
Well, we go with that. All right. So, you heard anything about the quarterback battle?
Man,
I'm not concerned about it. There ain't been really no big news, but man, we talked about it, man. We back off that. They saying that they're gonna allow. It's funny because they talked about basketball, how Cal just talked about his team not having enough time to get continuity. Through COVID, they didn't get. That's why the season was so terrible last year. And now you're talking about they done went through spring, and you know how to go through the rigors of spring, man. You go through the rigors of spring practice. The people you lined up with is the one you got a little bit more respect for. Just because now if they shitty, it might be a lack of respect. But you gain your respect in spring, and they talking about holding off the battle. They talking about hold up the battle until the fall, man. To make a decision in the fall. So I'm just kind of like, we done both been through that, man. Is that all good? Is that all bad?
Like, to me, I'm gonna say this. To me, the job is Will Levis to win. He can lose it or he can win it. But to me, it's obvious that Cohen has him as his number one quarterback. That's what he wants. I don't know if he sold him those bill of goods or he really feels like he fits his system better. But if Joey Gatewood, from what you hear, from what I hear, clearly won the battle in spring, he should go into the fall and the summer as number one. That don't mean he keeps it. That just means he's going to get the majority of number one reps. So apparently there's been a agreement with the coaching staff and Will Levis that we're going to give you an honest shot, an honest opportunity to win this. So we're going to keep this competition open as long as possible. I'm not sure. You know, the film I've seen on Will, I'm not sure he's better than Joey. But like I told you a couple shows ago, he did get with this guru, and maybe he's better now. But it's gonna be tough.
Here we go.
What?
Okay, so he wanted to see the genie.
I'm just saying. I don't know, man. But you're right. You know what it's similar to, but not quite similar to Urban Meyer bringing in Tebow to Jacksonville when we all know he shouldn't get a shot. It's like you bring in Will Levis, but Joey Gatewood and Bo been practicing all spring to gain this continuity. Now this guy gonna come in the summer, and he really has an honest shot.
My question is not really so much my question, but you know, we both heard and everybody's saying that Joey beat out Bo. I mean, firmly beat out Bo, convincingly beat out Bo in spring. But who was to say? My question, I'm telling you, I've been on the other side of the fence where I'm like, man, I feel like, you know, I balled out. But because of whatever reason, somebody else got the nod. So we know that Joey beat out Bo. How do we know that Will is even better than Bo? Joey might just be better than both of them. So you said I agree with you. When you start fall practice or whatever they call it, early spring, fall, when you start practice, summer, Joey takes the first snaps. When you installing off and you doing installation, Joey goes out there first. That's what you do. But I'm saying, I still think you put Bo out there second. So I mean, like you said, it's Joey, or you said it's Will Levis' win. I think it ain't his to win. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how you worded that. Like, I'm still trying to figure out the wording. But I figured he got to win it, but he has to win it convincingly. I don't think it's his. Like, they're going to give him an opportunity after opportunity. I think if he comes in and throws a nice ball, because the knock on him is accuracy. So,
right.
Yeah, making the reads. If he can make all the right reads, I think he will get the nod. Whoever makes all the right reads will get the nod. Accuracy is not, I don't think that's really the big thing right now. Whether the passes are on time or whatever, then, you know, it is what it is. But the knock on him is accuracy. So if Joey is more accurate, gets the ball out of time to the right person, or just even gets the ball out of time to the right person, whether it's accurate or not, I think he gets a nod. But everybody's acting like what Will's going. And there was an article wrote about what that divide the locker room, and some of my quotes were in that article. And I'm like, man, you was there. Well, no, you weren't there when when Billy Jack and Tim Couch had their battle. No. I was there with Billy Jack and Tim Couch battle. I was there I wasn't playing, but I was around when the Dusty Bonner and Jared Lorenzen battle came up. I was never there for the Jared Lorenzen and Shane Boyd battle, but it's just always, it's just always something.
Yeah, I don't. This is how I'm putting it, right? I think it is Will Levis' job to lose. I think Joey Gatewood has to convincingly beat Will Levis. And the reason why I say that, because if everybody's raving about Joey Gatewood in the spring, why ain't he a starter? Why? Right? You went through spring practice. You went through spring practice with this new coach who come in and the competition is open. Now we're gonna wait till another guy come when he could have when he's coming in the summer and then in the fall. You got we both talk about there's not enough practices in the fall to really get an honest idea how good someone is, because you have to protect yourself before the game. You don't want to beat yourself up before the first game of the season. So how are you gonna get a real honest read when you like you get in spring? To me, the writing to me is obvious that the spring football practice was kind of audition for the what's that called, like the battle royale, where you the last man standing, then you can go against the guy who had to buy. It seemed like Will Levis had to buy
the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. So that was a play-in game. The play-in game was Joey Gatewood and Bo Allen during the spring. And from what everybody says, Joey Gatewood won. So now Joey Gatewood advances to the finals. But Joey Gatewood has to win 2 games. Will only has to win 1. That's the way I see
it. Okay, so I guess Will wins it convincingly. The question on the table is there any opportunity or is there any possibility that there's division in the locker room based off of the decision or tension?
You know that
not
would
division, but tension.
Oh, you know that would be, because here's the thing. I don't know what Will Levis' swag is like, but the players have rallied around the guy who won the spring football ordeal. As a player, we all know who played better. You know, coaches can give coaches speak and say, "Oh, the competition was close. Bo had good plays. Joey had good plays. It was pretty. Joey had a bad day. Bo had a bad day." It's kind of they both played well, and all that stuff. They can do coaches speak, but there's one thing when you get into the locker room, players talk, and they know, man, dude, Joey been slinging that thing, man. I think that Joey should be starting, or man, Bo been composed and he's been making the right reads. Man, Bo should be starting. You know the locker room's like that. Here's the bad part about it. They ain't had that conversation about Will Levis because they haven't seen him. So if the players feel like that the coach is like automatically putting Will as a starter, you know there's going to be some, man, that ain't right. How the hell Will come and just automatically get all these snaps with the ones? You know how that is.
I'm off of, man. But you know, it's kind of crazy though. You got Wandale coming in, taking over all the media attention. Then you bring Will in, like these dudes come off the street, man. We've been building a pretty good product as it is now. We have been building a good product here. So to think like these outsiders coming in, like so, you know what I'm saying? Like, why weren't they here originally though?
Well, just think about it. Them are you talk about 2 of the weakest positions that we've had since this change of culture. People have been complaining about the quarterback position. People have been complaining about the receiver room. So Wandale and Will Levis are coming to the 2 positions that people will say we direly need. Like basketball, we need a point guard. There's the same thing with the football. We need a quarterback and we need receivers. So they have just been forced to come into a situation where they're needed. And you know, fans always like a new toy. So that's a new toy. And then Wandale's from the area. So you know how us Kentucky fans love a Kentucky player.
Well, you're not from Kentucky, but I understand what you're saying.
I know you got that.
Speaking of which, so your boy talked the other day, man. Keanu Brooks coming back. He talking about going 4 out. Only person I'm worried about coming back is Davion Mintz, man. That's the only person I'm worried about coming back. Just because, and I know you can appreciate this, he came here to hear the roar of the crowd in Rupp Arena, Big Blue Nation, the fandom of UK basketball, and he didn't get the full effect. And was part of one of the worst. You've been part of one of the worst teams in the history of the school, so you know how that feels, man.
You have to keep bringing that up.
I want him to come back, but I know he got dog in him, and it's to the point though, for real, where I think we need him, somebody who's been through the rigors and know what you kind of, know how to calm down when it gets intense, or when times get tough. Somebody who already been through it once and can deal with the fandom, the media, just whatever, because you're always on front stage, man. So like I said, we got Keon Brooks coming back. Your boy Isaiah say he gone. We still waiting on Mintz, man. You where you at on Kentucky basketball? Hot, cold? I'm a little bit excited, man.
Man, if we get Mintz back, and I was on, man, you should try that Twitter space. This is kind of cool. I was on that with Jay Hayes and JD and some more guys and gals, and was on there too. It is, I'm not sure if this is the most talent we've ever had on a team, but this would be one of the best constructed teams that we've ever had. And the depth would be immense. Like, you just think of the point guards options you have. Like, for me, you can go Mintz. Well, I'll start with Willer, Ty, Mintz, and Grady. You got 4 point guards now. And the great part about it, you can rotate. So now you 6 guards, right? Now you can play a 3-guard offense like he ran at Memphis. So, to me, I love it. Mintz gives us so much flexibility with the other options we have, with Frederick and Dante Allen and Grady and Mintz, or if Mintz come, and Ty and Willer. Dude, we will be the deepest at the guard position than I can remember in recent history.
It's funny, we talked about we last year, I think our guard play was subpar, if I could even use that. Now we done sold the farm on guards. Now we heavy on guard, but can you make it through college basketball without a true big? Because we got Collins coming in, who ain't a true big. He's a big, but he ain't a true big. Sheboy, oh man, I can't. Ooh wee. Oscar, oh man,
yeah, that's man. Yes, grown man.
Grown man.
Grown, yes.
He might be a Zebo.
Yes.
So we get him.
I like that.
And you got I guess we got Ware coming back.
Yep.
And but we gonna be slim on the inside though.
What you mean? You got Toppin coming back, he's a 4. I'm not
4. Like, is he a pounded 4?
No, but you don't need. How many bigs do you have in college basketball right now anyway? Right? There's not many.
Well, you can win with one, I know that.
You can possibly Bell didn't have a crazy big back to the basket. Gonzaga didn't have a back to the basket guy you just pounded to. Okay. I'm just, look, here's what I like. Just think about, you can go small, man. This is what I like. If Cal does it and he push the pace, right? And I know Cal always says he wants to push the pace. Just imagine you can put Toppin and Keon Brooks on the court at the same time with 3 guards.
Yeah. That is sexy. That is sexy.
Dude, that's and both Toppin and Brooks.
Yeah, I like it.
And both Keon and Toppin can play defense. It's not like they are a turnstile. but you can push it down. Keon can grab it, other Toppin can grab it off the boards and go.
Askew?
What's that? Oh, what's it? That's a shot
at was that a shot at Askew?
Stop, man. Askew's at Texas, and I hope he does well. You wrong. You petty, man. You petty.
So we back to the question. Is so you sold on Kentucky basketball or not? If you you told me before. What'd you say? You said their ceiling is Elite 8?
No, I said
their ceiling was Elite 8 last time I asked you.
I said the
new events, with the new developments.
I said the floor was Elite 8. Or did I say the floor was Sweet 16 and they go to Final Four? I can't remember. But
you might have said the floor was Sweet 16. I think you said the floor was the Sweet 16 is what you said.
Yeah. Dude, look, let me see. Because here's a crazy. I'm gonna say I'm going out on a man. I just don't know yet. But when you think about it, right? They got the right mix right now, and I think Wheeler is the spark plug. I think him alone is going to make a big difference, and it puts everybody in their right role. And if Mintz needs to come and play some, because I think he's coming back. I'm gonna put that on record. I think Mintz coming back. If Wheeler needs to get a break, they can put Mintz there. They can move Ty over to the 1 and Mintz come in as a 2 when Wheeler goes out, or Mintz starts. They play a 3-guard system and start Mintz with Wheeler and Ty. Just the ability to break down defenses consistently and get the ball to the open shooters that we would now have. I don't know if you don't start Grady. Like it's this is not like last year. We had a 3-piece puzzle, and the pieces didn't fit. They were 2 pieces from a different puzzle that somehow got into the all box. Now we got like 100-piece puzzle, and all the pieces are crisp. It was just nicely die cut. You can fit them jokers in there nicely. And then there's a reverse side. So if you want to flip the script, you can do that too.
So now you saying now you saying it's on Cal. So if Cal don't come through there, he done with excuses. It's over. It's over for him, huh? You team fire Cal, huh?
I'm still a player deal. Players still gotta look. Like I will keep saying this. I saw film of Askew, Terrence Clark, RIP, and Brandon Boston shooting at the same training facility and knocking down buckets, like knocking them down, like it was a doggone layup. And Brandon Boston come to Kentucky and was colder than a polar bear. So let's see it first.
But don't you know that receivers look good in shorts and t-shirts? When you put them pads on, it's a whole different story.
I know a lot of them. I know. Yes. Facts. Big facts. That's why I say let's see what happens in a real game. Okay, Lacey. Lacey cheating on us, bro.
So you on team Cal got to prove something to you. Here go the other thing we talked about. So Cal made comments about basically if name, image, and likeness is becoming a new thing, and you want to play college basketball or decide to go to the G League, that do we have? I don't know if we. I don't think we form. I think we are actually forming an department at the university to handle just strictly name, image, and likeness. I guess compliance or whatever. And Cal's like, who's gonna be better to do that? I'm just saying, man, that's how thing is evolved, man. Like, so he going against other people when come to college, and he's saying, who come to name, image, and likeness. We had a caller call in, and it's funny because the caller called in and said exactly what the reason this stuff never happened. He said, well, what if a guy says, well, if you come to a booster contacts athlete and says, well, if you come to Kentucky, you come do a car dealership promotion, we give you $150,000. Now it's legal to do. So now, and that was the whole reason why you were never allowed to pay athletes before, because the water was gonna get murky.
And that's a bad thing. Like, are we saying that?
I'm just saying why. I don't know why they brought that up.
Oh, well, that's stupid because didn't we act? Oh, we act like some fans act like the NCAA and recruits has been like the cleanest. It's been like cleaner than clean. If you don't think there's been some underhanded stuff going on in recruiting, did we just not go through the freaking Adidas deal? And if you don't think Nike has done something backhanded, if we just saw Zion Williamson, they saying his family member taking money from. If y'all think recruiting is not dirty, I can tell you that I'm 25. I know I look 27, but I'm gonna tell you I'm 25. If you think recruiting is clean, so my thing is, go ahead.
And you dirty.
Look, if you think
and you dirty.
I know, man. I appreciate it. I know. It is not. So, like, I'll never forget. I won't tell the story, but when you leave college, you get signing bonuses. And usually people college students go to the company that gives them a big signing bonus. So are you telling me that, first of all, I'm not sure how many boosters or advertisers are going to give a college kid $150,000. But let me tell you something. If I'm on social media and I have 5 million followers, let's just say 5 million followers, them 5 million followers are worth a good penny. I don't care if you're a great player or you are a backup or you a punter, you are the 5th point guard. If I'm an advertiser and you got 5 million followers and I get my product out in front of potentially 5 million followers, I'm paying you. That's just how capitalism works, supply and demand. That's all how it works. So I love when people say, well, the star players gets all the, no, it doesn't. If you're not to advertise yourself and promote yourself on Instagram, on all the other social media platforms, and you get yourself up to 100-some thousand followers, you are worth a good penny to any good advertiser. It doesn't matter if you playing a lot or not. An advertiser don't give a damn if you're the starter or what. They're looking at the eyes. And if you're a starter with only 1,000 followers and your backup has 500,000, the $500,000 player is going to get a little bit more from advertising than the guy with 1,000.
You just said you don't know who no boosters going to pay $150,000. You don't think nobody would have or have paid Zion 6 figures? You don't think Zion got paid 6 figures?
No.
Somebody would pay him 6 figures.
You know what? Maybe I didn't say that right. There are going to be some players who are going to be worth every penny because Zion Williamson was a generational player. So yes, but how many of those guys are running around? It's not that many. So if you think the majority of players going to get 150K. It ain't going to happen. Basketball is going to be more than football, but it ain't going to be that many players. But if I'm a great athlete and my talent, and you know I'm all going to come in for 1 year, I think you have the right to recoup all the money you can with your popularity and your skill set. Yes, I have no problem with that. And it's going to be a bidding war. The same way recruiting is a bidding war. Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, man. I just trying to figure out how to name, image, and likeness. Because one thing, I mean, you was around Tim Couch, man. I wonder how that whole deal would work, man. Like, I ain't never really been the type to be like, man, I need to be paid for mine. I've been around a lot of people who felt like their performance was this, and I'm looking at them like, my performance is, on that same level or above. Like, why you think you need to be paid? But that's fine if you think that's what what you deserve. I'm like, my whole thought process is, if you keep doing what you're doing, the money gonna be there in the end. So why do I need my money up front? And it's like, but you hit the nail on the head. Ain't nothing wrong with asking for it up front or looking forward to getting it, up front.
And here's the difference. When we was at Kentucky, I don't think Coach Curry made too much more than $1 million a year. All right. Let me give you the top 5 coaches' salary in the SEC. I got it. I don't know why I got this up, but Nick Saban is making $9.3 million next year. Coach O is making $8.7 million next year. Dan Mullen's making $7.6 million next year. Jimbo Fisher making $7.5. Curry making $6.8. Brian Harsin from Auburn, new coach, making $5.25. That's why. That's the difference. So I don't have a problem with a player. Like people want to keep stuff the same. People want to keep, the players they get a free education, all this stuff. That's so archaic. How much money was Bobby Bowden making when he when he got his first year at Florida State? I bet you it was under 100,000. I guarantee you. So you're gonna tell me now? So Bobby Bowden was making under 100, probably. Let's say he making 100. These guys are making almost 10 million now. But the kids get the same thing they got in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the same thing, a free education, so to speak. But it's not free because you got to work your ass off, and your scholarship can be taken away from you. But that's the only thing. They keep getting this. But the damn coaches, you know how much the presidents make now? Go ahead, Ant.
No, go ahead. Tell them where the money being dispersed.
I mean, now you want to just have me rant. Back in the day, how the AD, the athletic director who was responsible for athletics, ran the freaking sports industry for college. And now you got freaking presidents on the damn board, on the damn NCAA committees. Presidents run this thing now. And you know what presidents all about? Money. That's that bottom line. To make money for the university. The AD's job was to make the damn athletic department functional, efficient, and a win. Now we've given that responsibility. The responsibility the ADs had, now they go to the president. You know why? Because the president want to make that money. Presidents now salary seems like it's tied to damn sports more than tied to academia. It's all about the money. But the players gonna still get what they got in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. But the presidents and the damn head coaches are making a freaking lion's share of the money now. It doesn't make any sense, man.
Oh, but they're getting a free education, Van Isles.
Look, you know what a free education is? This is what I understand. You know what free is? If I can sit my ass at home and get a benefit from it, that's free. When you got to wake your ass up in the spring, look, let me get the people a little glimpse of it. My first spring practice, we had to get to Nutter at 6 o'clock. Now it's dark outside. I slept in what I was going to wear to practice. Woke up at 5:45. I bought like, I don't know how many disposable travel toothbrushes. I ran to the facilities brushing my teeth. When I got in, I just dumped that toothbrush in the trash can. That's all. That who else does that? Then you gotta practice your ass off for almost 2 hours. Then get your ass to your 8 o'clock class. That's not free, man. And that's the off season. That's the off season. That's the off season. It's not free.
I don't think people really ever think about. Like nobody says nothing to the aeronautics department or medical or people who do those kids, the science department who get scholarships, and they go to school, do their little what they call them things, case studies, and well, you know what I mean. Nobody says anything when those kids go do an internship at IBM in their junior year and then move on. But let an athlete, like I said, Jalen Rose, man, hit the nail on the head, man. If I'm sitting here struggling, and I don't know what struggling is, because being poor, I'd have been poor, I'd have been rich.
Right.
To the point where I don't know, when I was rich, didn't know I was rich. When I was poor, I didn't know I was poor. Right. So it just kind of think about Jalen Rose said, though, man, you over here, man, driving old, Citation Chevette, 6'7", driving Chevette, and you walking by the store and they selling your jersey. They selling bad boys out $90 a pop, just selling them with your number on it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can't even put gas in your car. You got to add up to put gas in your car. I mean, that kind of put it in perspective for me.
Yeah, they don't look. I'm gonna add this too. This is how I know, man, because I had to come back to Kentucky as a non-football player, as just a student working. I lived in Louisville. I worked at GE Appliance Park. I don't know if they still operating, because they shut down a lot of when I was there. And that was in 2000. I worked at GE Appliance Park in Louisville, drove all the way down to Lexington for class, worked the third shift at GE Appliance Park. Doing that was easy as, dude, I had no problem. My body wasn't beat up. I wasn't tired from trying to practice, trying to study film on my own, trying to get my homework done, trying to deal with all other stuff. It was a beast. And man, that's a 2-hour round trip, 2+ hour round trip each day, working third shift. Easy as pie. So I know the difference. I know when people say, well, the average student's got to work too. Dude, I did it. Wasn't that bad. Maybe because I had the benchmark of being a student athlete. Now, I've been a student athlete, so I know, man, that's hard. I have something to compare it to. Some of these students who got to go to school and work ain't got nothing to compare it to. But I guarantee you, going to class and working is a hell of a lot easier than being a student athlete.
But what was it as bad as Shabazz Napier said? What, about 5 or 6 years ago? Was it as bad as Shabazz said?
Well, see,
he was in the room starving, man, eating bologna sandwiches. Was that bad for us?
Look, let me tell you something. It was to a point. Let me tell you why. I don't know if you got, when you were you able to get the breakfast at a dorm, the girls' dorm, like all our meals at that dorm.
It was in the student center, wasn't it?
No,
the breakfast at the student center.
No, so you don't know. When I got there, we got all our meals at this girls' dorm, at their cafeteria, right? I think it was my sophomore year when they went to.
We got our last one there. When I was there, we got our dinner there.
Okay. So we got all our meals there. So then, whatever that sophomore, junior, we had to get all our meals from the student center. They closed down that option. If I wasn't able to cook, I would have missed meals because the student center closed. Right? So I stayed off campus. I had engineering classes. Right. Dude, if there were times that if I didn't know how to cook, I wouldn't have had a meal. I would have had to go to a Burger King, McDonald's. And you know, some people ain't got the money. I'm gonna tell you, true story. I'm not gonna say the guy. We had a player come in. It'll been my sophomore year. I guess we were still having breakfast my sophomore year. My sophomore year. This joker ate his cereal with water. You know why? Because that's what he was used to. When he put milk in it, he almost threw up. That's where some of these guys are coming from. And if you think he had extra change, because when that meal money goes out, and you know when that meal money goes out, that meal money goes out. It ain't no, can I get an IOU? You got to wait till the next meal money handout.
Yeah, my mother raised me to be so tight. I left college with a surplus of money. I left college with all my meal monies I ever really got, man. I found a way, but things changed when y'all left. Things changed, man. We got to eat anywhere on campus. Yeah, man. Shoot, I wouldn't even get out of bed till like noon, man. I wouldn't even get out of bed till noon to go to practice.
Yeah. When y'all was putting up 100 points on people, I guess so.
Yeah, man. But well, we come to this point again, man.
As always.
You know, I feel a little bit more comfortable being back. I see all I see Coach Truck on here, and I know Michelle somewhere in the background. Louis show up late. Old Scott chime in. You know, Derek. I ain't seen Derek in a minute, man. Carter Hall on there. Michelle Brown for filling in for us. You know, Vinny and TB do their thing as usual. Lacey in the spot.
Yep.
Hey, man, shoot, man, y'all making me blush, man. I feel right back at home, man.
You are at home.
From my phone before. I got to see what it sounds like.
It sounds good, man. Sounds good on my end.
But all right, man. I might have a better situation back for Thursday, but hopefully I'll be back in the saddle again on Thursday, man. We'll do this one more time.
Sounds good, man. It was good to have you back, man. Good to have you back. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Good to be back, man. We'll catch you.
Yes, sir.